Look, Lil Wayne released the Carter 6 album. Look, this album is nothing less than incredible, fam. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. See, it's the lame ones. It's always gonna be the lame ones that's gonna say this is trash, it's horrible. Fam, you just don't know that when you throw Eazy on the beat, it's like throwing gas on a fire, fam. Yeah, don't act like my nigga today, then a white man tomorrow. A lot of shit just go past y'all, bro. You got to recalibrate yourself to listen to Wayne. This is what you want to hear out of the album. An album ain't supposed to be what the fuck you want to, what you want to hear. It's supposed to show you the artist's personality. That's what he did in this. And a lot of, look, bro, I loved it. Loved it. You know what I mean? Real shit, bro. You got Bills, Welcome to the Carter, Cotton Candy, Being Myself. You could cherry pick through this album, and it's easily one of the best albums of the year because it's hip hop, fam. It's real rap. On top, come on, man. And 2 Chainz lit it up. Everybody did, bro. Drop it in the comments. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. This ain't nothing about, oh, he's taking up for Wayne. Bro, if the album was whack and trash, I would have said that. It's just not, fam. It's incredible. It's gonna give it a little time. I can't believe it ain't getting as many streams as you would expect. But guess what? This new day and age, people are stupid. Point blank, period. Drop it in the comments, man. It's Cars from the Playground. Look, P. Diddy files for mistrial. Look, this number 2. This number 2, he said prosecutors presented false testimony. Look, this is after Cassie friend, her homegirl, say Diddy dangled her off a 17-story balcony by the feet. Once he pulled her up, flung her into the furniture. Look, it sounds good, very Hollywoodish, but his lawyer is saying this never happened. Diddy was he was on the East Coast. September 26th, I believe. He was on the East Coast. It never happened. He won a mistrial. If you ask me, bro, she's trying to steal Wale's story. Look, my nigga Ant Glizzy say he seen Wale Nikes over that balcony. So we know he hang people over balconies. I just don't know if I believe this. He wasn't there. On top of that, he using this as his catalyst to get out this trial. It's not happening, fam. It's not happening. They might not even grant him a mistrial. Potentially, if we going with what Judge Mathis saying, 10 years. Yeah, 10 years tops. 5 summers, 5 winters, maybe. He'll be out before you know it, bro. Time passes quick. You know what I mean? And everything 50 Cent doing, Diddy is a petty motherfucker. A petty motherfucker. He's gonna get him back. Yeah, he's gonna play the game. He's playing the long game, bro. It ain't gonna be that simple for old 50 Cent. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments. Stop using your ticker. Get out your ticker. Get more into your head, bro. You gotta use the facts. You gotta see this shit from all angles. Get out your head, your ticker. This shit making people ticker, tick, 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 tick. He didn't do nothing to you, bro. I said, didn't fuck me. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Y'all drop it in the comments, fam. Scars from the Playground. Look, Charleston White throwing shots at NBA YoungBoy, and I want to say he did it unintentionally. Yeah, he didn't mean to, but he's throwing shots, definitely dragging him. He said they broke him in like an old horse. Broke him down to build him back up, but now he's controlled. Kentrell is controlled. Look, NBA YoungBoy was cool. He could do what the fuck he wanted to do. He was always ranting, kicking his own cars, all type of shit. This new Kentrell Golden is controlled. Unfortunately, bro. Y'all drop it in the comments. Doesn't take nothing away from his music. But when these street guys start messing with the government and they're in the government's pockets, you can never trust them again. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. And I like NBA YoungBoy. I don't know Kentrell Golden. Let's just be honest. But look here. Charleston White say they done pumped him with so many drugs and took his soul from him. All he got left is what he got left. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he just don't want to go back to jail. Look, when you young, you make bad decisions, bad choices. Once they start locking your ass up, it ain't about breaking you. It's about you learning better. You learning and knowing better. So you're not going to make the same mistakes, fam. You realize, you know what? I got to play the long game too. Everybody else is. Why should I go at 30? You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments. YB always had sense. Since he was a kid, that's what elevated him to where he is now. We could see the sense in him since he was about 14, 15 years old. Drop it in the comments if you really know YB. But most of y'all are just fans, stands. Y'all don't even know what y'all looking at half the time. Drop it in the comments, fans. Scars from the playground. Lil Meech bought Big Meech a Ferrari for Father's Day. Look, a 2024 Ferrari SF90. Look, bro. That season 4 check is clear. They say that man blew $5 million on whippets and chrome hearts. Well, now they could stop talking. Now you done gave this boy all the motivation he needs to invest right. Yeah, to invest right. Season 4 is kicked off, bro. The one episode is on there right now. I ain't seen it. Allegedly, they bringing back B. Mickey. This shit is gonna take this nigga to a different level. Why? He could really act, fam. Yeah, he could really act. On top of that, Big Meech somewhere living his best life. Then already went viral for the snitching allegations, but ain't nobody doing nothing. He's still making money. Money. That's all that matters. What others think about you don't matter, you know what I mean? All that matters is that you are one of the niggas that can buy your father a Ferrari, you know? Point blank period. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out Lil Meech and Big Meech. Didn't snitch on me. Those are calls from the playground. Drop it in the comments, man. 50 Cent announces Sean Diddy Combs' television series, Mogul. Look, bro, he said it's inspired by the rise and fall of Sean P. Diddy Combs. Fuck it. I gotta make some money too off this shit. Look, he say it's coming soon. This ain't Empire. I don't know what 50 gonna do. He could be just capping. He could be just capping, but it's probably gonna happen. If it happens, he can't name him Diddy. That's for sure. Yeah, 50 smart. 50 smart. Yeah, he ain't gonna go that far with it. But guess what? He's a petty motherfucker. Yeah, he a petty motherfucker. It's all about the money with this guy. You know, you can't trust nobody when it's all about the money. When they put money over principles and morals. I implore everybody to go read the Ray Dalio Principles and Morals. That's a whole other story. But I want y'all to know, bro, don't trust nobody when they all about the money. It comes and goes, bro. You're rich, you're poor, you gotta learn to be able to deal any situation, man. You can't just be, oh, I'm an asshole because I'm rich. Man, get the fuck out of here. That shit weak, fam. This shit very fucking weak. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Diddy nearly removed from his own criminal trial, making face gestures at the jurors. Look, the judge say, slam that gavel down and say, bro, something gonna have to give. Why? He was making face gestures and nodding to the jurors while the witnesses was testifying. Look, bro, the man wearing it on his face, looking at the jurors like, oh, nigga, this is bullshit. That's what you do, bro. You gotta make them kind of have something to go in that room with. If they go in that room with you looking at them and having your face in their head like, oh man, yeah, that was bullshit. That didn't sound right. That's how you begin to try to win your case. Well, the judge is not going for it. The judge say it can't happen no more. His lawyers ensured that it will not happen again. This whole Diddy trial has been madness. Madness. I try not to even talk about it, but it's everywhere. It's unavoidable. You know what I mean? It's unfucking avoidable. But this Diddy shit is tiresome, fam. I'm frankly tired of hearing about it. Maybe the victims, the male victims should come out. Yeah, the male victims got to come out. What I'm hearing right now, bro, I ain't even been watching the trial. I'm going to just be honest with you. I'm going to just be real with you. I ain't been watching the trial because what they got them for is not what I think they should have them for. I'm waiting on some Biggie and Tupac shit, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. I'm trying to see what Keefy D gonna say. Drop it in the comments, man. Look, Azealia Banks throwing shots at Pusha T. She's dragging him. She say what he did was unforgivable. In 2018, he used Whitney Houston hotel room photo for his Daytona album cover. She says unforgivable, and anybody that respects the genius of black women shouldn't fuck with him. On top of that, he's mid and overrated. Now that's why I agree with Azealia Banks that I think that man has always been mid and overrated. Why? Never had no style, never had no fly to him. Now he could put some words together. Yeah, he could put them together. But it just don't. I don't know, it come off as not genuine, bro. He's always pushing that dope. He's pushing that dope, pushing that dope. Nigga wanna know what you was doing with Kanye behind the scenes. When you stop respecting him as a man, what was you doing before that? Did he suck you off, man? Inquiring minds want to know. Everybody know Ye is a admitted cocksucker. Drop it in the comments, man. There's no reason you should have been around that man that long behind the scenes. On top of that, he made you the president of good music and all type of other shit. Drop it in the comments, man. Pusha T, Pusha T, Pusha T. Nigga don't know you from a can of paint, but you don't come off as genuine, fam. You come off as like whack, lame. On top of that, you always wearing snowflakes and shit on your suits. I don't like him. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the play. Look, Michael B. Jordan went out with a trans actress, Alicia. I don't even know. My bad. I don't know the name. You know what I mean? But he went out with a trans actress. Supposedly, he didn't even know this was a date. They talked about misogyny and the intolerance of the LGBTQ movement within the black community. Like I said, he didn't know. Sometimes it's not always what it appears. You could share a lunch or a dinner with somebody and don't have to be actually trying to fuck them. You know what I mean? You ain't trying to. I don't think Michael B. Jordan is gay. Maybe he showed up on a blind date and didn't know what it was, but just kept his cool. That's what you gotta be, bro. You gotta be able to maneuver through all these rooms without being like, oh, they're gonna think I'm gay. Look, man, fuck what other people think, bro. When you know you ain't something, you don't worry about it. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. Drop it in the comments. Shout out Michael B. Jordan, because the man fucking with Ryan Coogler, this man about to be on top of the motherfucking world. And everybody already knew since Fruitville Station, or you can go back to when he was with G-Baby and them in Hardball, or the Disney Channel or whatever. Bro, you knew Michael B. Jordan was gonna be something. The boy ain't stopping, because he's popping. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the play. Look, Charleston White throwing shots at Jay Prince. He said he uses his political bribes to get what he wants in this world. On top of that, he said the Houston Police Department in his pocket, on his payroll. He's not scared of him. He say, fuck he and she, fuck DJ Screw, fuck Pimp C, wishes to see Dallas and Fort Worth go to war with Houston. Look, bro, that's not gonna happen, first of all. Look, he said he didn't have a comedy show. He was actually working with the people because Jay Prince is working with the cops and he's working with the federal government to take him down. Look, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Charleston White. I can just tell you, bro, he dressed it up real nice. Real nice, you know, act like he all for the black people, black people, black people. The man is a 50-some-odd-year-old loser. Never had a motherfucking thing. Couldn't even work and get his money. Had to wait till he was 60 years old to make it off of talking, fam. Look, it's just money, fam. It's just money. It comes and it goes. That's just how it is in this world, fam. Doesn't last forever. He too will have his coming to earth moment. They're gonna pull the rug right from Charleston White under his feet when it's time, fam. Just wait for it. It might be 2025, 2026. Nigga, enjoy the money while you got it. Ain't gonna last forever, unfortunately. Scars from the playground, bro. I'm taking the place of all these guys. Just give it some time. Just give it a little time. But soon we won't. Nobody be worried about them. They're not fly like that. They never really even talk about shit. Always the black. Black people. Shut the fuck up with the bullshit. American. Got to be American. Not a maricon. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Russ was sued for nearly $1 million over the losing control now sample. You know what I mean? $850,000 to be exact. Look, it was a 2007 song, Behind the Bank. I never heard the original, but look, he say he didn't clear that until it went 3-time platinum. Could have did it for about 3 to 5,000 in 2015, but he didn't know nobody. He was just a kid in a basement. The kid that didn't know nobody back then. But yeah, he had to pay 850. Had to cut that check for $850,000, bro. Can you imagine? At the time, he couldn't even remember if he had sampled something or not. He was just in his bag making music. Look, what they want. Alright? Russ is one of my favorite independent artists, fam. Russ goes hard, fam. Real shit. Go check him out. What they want, but fuck it, I do it myself. You know, man, losing control, handsomer. The nigga got some hits, man. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Ghostface Killah announces new album, Supreme Clientele Deuce 2. This is the sequel. The Iron Man is back. Look, this is dropping June 19th via Mass Appeal. Nas should be studied. Sincere is sincerely doing real shit with Mass Appeal. All the legacy acts are releasing new albums under Mass Appeal, bro. That just hit different. Let's just even Slick Rick got a new album coming out. I like what Nas is doing. Sincere, that's my guy, fam. But yeah, Ghostface Killah is back. This shit ain't gonna be nothing less than legendary, fam. Supreme Clientele Deuce, you know what I mean? These niggas can rap like a motherfucker, bro. You just gotta reacclimate yourself to what hip-hop really is. A lot of people stuck in the commercial world and think it's supposed to sound like this and think it's supposed... Bro, everything ain't supposed to sound like YF and Lucci and Young Thug. That's what them niggas don't understand. Gunna, NBA Young... No, niggas be really rapping out there and real rap fans admire it. Drop it in the comments, fam. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Shout out Nas, Sincere. Shout out Ghostface Killah. Shout out everybody on Mass Appeal. I don't know what's going on with my boy, Dave East. I ain't seen him in over a year, fam. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Dave East right now, but he's over there at Mass Appeal. So that tells me, yeah, he's working on something. They got him in there. We should be hearing a new Dave East album pretty soon. He should be announcing that bad boy. So like I said, I ain't heard from him in over a year, fam. Where are you, Dave? Dave, where are you? It's real shit. Drop it in the comments, fam. Scars from the Playground. Look, Eazy the block captain throwing shots at Papoose. He said he's a bozo, a clown. Look, Papoose said he beat the brakes off him and stumped him out for shaking his hand after smashing his wife, Remy Ma. Eazy the block Cotton say Pap lying. Pap came up to him like he was a fan. Say he's a bozo. Everything he said happened didn't happen. On top of that, he couldn't take Remy Ma. She makes her own decision and does what the fuck she wants. Look, Eazy the block Cotton, set your mark ass up. The only thing that matters is this, in this whole situation, is Papoose beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that matters. Nigga don't care what y'all go through beyond that. The man put them brakes on your motherfucking ass, and that's what matters, bro. And you gotta salute that man for that. However he came at you, he was able to get to you. Sometimes you have to disguise yourself. You have to disguise yourself so you can get through the door you want to get through, so you can put the work in. Real shit. Shout out Papoose, nigga, because I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Look, Rhianna Fenty lost $400 million. 400 million, bro. Look, Fenty is experiencing minor setbacks, flat sales, and on top of that, she expanded to China at the wrong time. Yeah, she expanded to China at the wrong time. China got a whole different standards of what they think beautiful is and what their style is. It's not easy to go into the Chinese markets and think your shit is gonna take over. Well, look, she lost $400 million. 400 million. On top of that, a CEO left to go work for Victoria's Secret in August 2024. It don't stop nothing, bro. She was originally worth 1.7 billion. Now she's worth 1.3, 1.4 billion dollars. So it really didn't change much. She's still a billionaire. On top of that, ASAP Rocky gonna run that bag up. Yeah, ASAP Rocky is gonna run that bag up. Whether it's acting or music, he gonna play his part. Give him some time. Now he got money to invest in himself, nigga. This nigga gonna take this shit to the moon. Shout out ASAP Rocky, man. Shout out Rhianna. I like their relationship. And I'm one of the few people that actually like it. Even though I know ASAP Rocky got some zesty old horse ways in him. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me because I ain't got the problem with the LGBT. Point blank, I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, man. I've been having a ring on my finger for a while, fam. 16 years. I've been having a ring on my finger, so I'm not even involved in that shit. You know what I mean? I can respect anybody. That's what most people should try to do, bro. Learn to respect everybody, because even your best friend that you think is straight, always with that my nigga, my brother shit, could be gay than a motherfucker. So you could like the gays without even knowing. That's just how the world works, bro. It's 2025. Drop it in the comments, man. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. That's it. Scars from the playground, fam. Look, Lil Wayne is being dragged for the Carter 6 album. Look, they say he could have kept it. They hated the beat selections. They hated everything about it. What you don't know is you just don't understand it. You are lame. You know what I mean? You are lame. Wayne is pushing the envelope, bro. He could have easily dropped some shit with all New Orleans beats, all Manny Fresh beats or something like that he knew y'all were gonna jig to. An album, you must show your personality. People think I say I'm capping when I say I loved it, I enjoyed it. It was an experience. You don't want it to sound like everything else. Wayne showed you he still got it. Wayne is way better than Kendrick Lamar. Whether or not his fans accept that or not, Wayne birthed all these rappers, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Give it some time. It will get the attention that it's supposed to get. Unfortunately, people are acclimated to commercial shit. This is like a Wayne mixtape and niggas don't even know it because they trying to correlate it as a mainstream commercial album. This ain't that. You know, yeah, this ain't that. On top of that, he's dropping a lot of jewels. I ain't been in the punchlines for a minute. This nigga done brought me back. Scars from the playground, and I rap better than 85-90% of rappers, fam. Yeah, go listen to the music. You got to hear my shit to understand it. But you gotta listen with your ears and not your fucking ass. You know, and just being honest, I'm just being real, bro. Drop it in the comments. Wayne is the GOAT. The fucking GOAT. And that album, legendary. Fire. Between him and Drake, I don't know who got the album of the year. We ain't even heard Iceman yet. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm equipped. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.